Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your eagle heart could desire from these nincompoops. Jason and Elgin.
Yo, Joe! And welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where friends get together to talk about one of our shared loves, silence and toy collecting. We're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again. If this is your first time listening to or watching us on YouTube, first of all, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. You'll also learn soon enough that we are not toy experts. We're just toy enthusiasts. So we're not always going to get all the details right. But speaking of details, let me introduce your host today. Hi, I'm Jason. I know you can see that on YouTube. And over there is my pal, Elgin.
Hi, I'm Elgin. And somebody tried to call me when they were trying to do this live just now.
Oh, what
so,
jerk.
So my audio went blank for like 2 seconds.
Right when you needed
is why you said and silence, because some idiot was trying to call me, a spam caller.
Perfect.
So thanks a lot. But I'm doing fine.
That's great. I'm so glad. I wondered what was going on, but
yeah.
All right.
I'm like quickly like pushing the hang up button as it's going. I'm like, good God, come on, people.
All right.
Don't they know that we're doing a live video?
And Elgin uses his phone for his camera. Come on now.
If you want to buy me a computer, everyone that's watching, go ahead and do that.
Well, that ties right into my next thing. Before we jump into today's episode, we got something exciting to tell you about. That's our Patreon and YouTube community, The Core.
Mm-hmm.
When you enlist in The Core, the Cracktastic organization of retro plastic specialists, you unlock a treasure trove of exclusive perks made just for hardcore collectors like you. You get bonus episodes, you get shout outs, early access, plus an exclusive chat with us and other core members. So don't wait. Enlist in the Core today. Just go to enlistinthecore.com to help support the show.
Do it.
Do it. And then I always say too, if you're just more of a YouTube person, you can see that join button down below. Same perks, same things. It's another way to get signed up, and you get to be core members that way too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in this episode, we are going to dive into the world of sensory-driven toys. Whether it's the satisfying click of a transforming robot, the irresistible squish of slime, or the nostalgic scent of a freshly opened action figure, toys engage more than just your eyes. Tune in as we share our favorite tactile, auditory, and even aromatic toy experiences that prove playtime is an adventure for all the senses.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, Elgin's going to take us on a tour of a toy store, and that's going to be super duper fun.
Heck yeah.
That's right. Well, you can also follow us on all the social media platforms, including Patreon. Those links can be found at our website, cracktasticplastic.com. You can follow us anywhere you want there. And while you're surfing the interwebs, be sure to stop by our sponsor, toyhacks.com, for all your repro label needs. They have an armory where you can get some toy-accurate 3D printed weaponry and tons of amazing sticker sets for your toys. We also have a monthly contest that Elgin is going to tell you all about.
That's right. Every month we run a caption contest to give away a $5 coupon to Toy Hacks. We'll post something on our social media platforms, and then it's up to you guys to comment so that you can win that $5. You have to comment to win, and then we have to pick you to also win. So it basically comment, and then if it's funny or interesting or something, we'll pick that, and then you get $5 to spend at toyhacks.com. You can get stickers, decals, which are totally different than stickers, and 3D printed goods, doodads, thingamajigs, wing dings, all that stuff at toyhacks.com.
And then let's also say hi to the chat real quick before we get going. If you didn't know,
hi, chat.
The chat's over there. It gets kind of crazy sometimes. So leave your comments and stuff over there. We just got one comment so far from Miss Tiffany. She says it was the school calling you. I assume to tell us about another dang delay.
There's a 2-hour delay tomorrow.
I knew that.
But I already knew that.
No, she says that school's now canceled.
Oh.
And that's what they were calling
That's probably what it was then.
Okay.
Awesome. They sent it. I have a text here too. I can see it on the top of my notification. That's probably also the same thing.
Uh-huh.
So,
I know.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, all right. Yay.
Why are they canceling school? Because it's cold?
It's cold. I was telling Tiffany
it's not that cold.
18 years I was in school, not one day.
I thought you were going to say in the 1800s when I was in school.
Nope. For the 50 years I've been
50
alive.
50 years ago when I was in school.
All right. See, but they never canceled because it's cold.
Well, I'm trying to think back.
Not my little school. They're like, sorry.
Mine was pretty small too. I only had like 50 some people. Anyway, but it was, I know they canceled when it was too hot because there was no AC.
Well, that's fair.
In like the third story.
They're like, here, we'll make fans and just wave each other.
I just remember I lived up on a hill and on a gravel road. And so the bus would it had to stop halfway up the hill to get to our house. And it was like snowy and it would stop and they'd have to go all the way back down and go up the hill again just to make it around because it went up a hill and then a corner. Yeah, it was fun.
I don't even want to read this. The 1800s didn't have cold winters. All right.
Oh yeah, it was a heat wave back then.
Moving on. Let's right now we are going to talk about what toys we've picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt.
Listen up, you fools! If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander. In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
Yes. All right, Elgin.
I feel like I saw Jim Duggan when I'm doing that.
That's good. That's good. Man, one of my faves. All right, You're up first, pal. What have you got lately?
I got a bunch of Skeletors because
cool.
He's awesome.
I love this.
He's a pretty cool guy. If you've never heard of him. Anyway. So I'll go through a few of them here that I've opened lately. I've been on the CGI He-Man and the Masters of the Universe kick lately. That's what's been piling up in the totes down here. And so I've been going through those and opening up a bunch of them, and I got some more for Christmas, and some of them even go back to Christmas before that as well. So I'm just trying to get through them all and do reviews and do videos. If you want to check out all those videos, they're on our YouTube channel called Motu Monday. It's a playlist. You just hit play, and then it'll just run through all of them. It's a pretty cool thing that it does like that. If you're new to YouTube, if you're not, and you're like, duh, Elgin, we already know how to do that. Well, then just watch them again. Jeez.
Yeah.
Have my back. Anyway, so I got this giant Skeletor. This is a part. They made a bunch of these. So they made a bunch of core figures. They're the smaller, 5.5 inch figures. And then they made these kind of larger 6, 10, 7, 8 inch figures. Let me grab a He-Man. I'll grab a Skeletor.
You need a trusty tape measure near the desk there.
Yeah, I have one down here, but it's in another part of the basement. Anyway, so here's an Origin Skeletor. We all know that size. That's 5 inch.
Oh yeah, he's a big boy, isn't he?
So he dwarfs regular Origins. So probably almost 10 inch. Well,
yeah,
9, 8, probably 8 inch, 8, 9 inch. Figure, but this is a battle armor Skeletor. It's got this kind of translucent armor on him as well, and he's got these kind of claws, armor claws on him, and there looks like a snake that wraps around it as well. And these 3-prong, and of course he comes with a Havoc staff, but you can just pop off all this armor. Come on, get up.
There he
There's
is.
his beautiful face.
What's left of it?
One thing I thought was kind of cool with this armor. So this is the translucent armor. It's just kind of this light, very light green, greenish, yellowish, but it's kind of like snake. It has like snake scales on it and everything. And so when you attach this piece to his front piece, it makes like snake
Oh,
fangs out
hanging
of it,
out.
kind of.
That's cool.
Which I thought was kind of a neat, because this is all snake scale-ish. And
Yeah.
then the little fangs come. Which I
That's
thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like snake armor. It's like a combination of terror claws, snake armor, battle armor, everything. They made a bunch of these giant figures. They made a He-Man battle armor, which I also have, but I just call it cat armor because it looks like a cat head on the top. And then they made some other core ones, or the regular figures, like another Skeletor and He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Stratos, I think. That was pretty much it. They didn't make a lot of them, but they were these giant looking figures. And they weren't much more expensive than the regular ones at the time, but I got this for Christmas. So he's a giant Skeletor. Put him over here. And then another Skeletor. This was in like almost like a 2-pack. It's the Skeletor riding Battle Bones, and in the show, these little kind of lava monster creatures come out and walk around. But they call them Battle Bones. There was a Battle Bones from the vintage line that was like that dinosaur skeleton that you could put figures in. But then they just made it into an actual figure here, like an actual.
That's cool, man.
Bony. And so then he can ride it and he can hold on to the horns, I guess.
Just being all green, that one color.
And then he has a lot of translucent plastic, like the arms, the whole body itself is translucent, kind of opaque-ish. And but yeah, just this kind of weird greenish color, yellowish green color. Yeah. And then he has like a havoc staff that's also translucent-y as well. Just pretty sweet.
Very.
But yeah, it's just him riding. So basically another vehicle, just kind of cool that
Battle Bones.
It seems like there's more vehicles in this line than
For
the
real
Origins line. Than the Origins line.
Yeah.
Like there's like motorcycles, there's Pain Thor, there's Road Ripper, there's Trapjaw has one. Maybe I'll do that next week. There's a
fighter thing.
The Talon Fighter. There's gosh, what else? Oh, there's Man-at-Arms even has a motorcycle.
Whoa.
There's Stridor. There's there's a bunch of stuff. But yeah, this is a pretty cool. Him like riding off into the sunset, I guess. But yeah, little Battle Bones and Skeletor 2-pack. I don't remember when I got probably birthday last year.
Yeah.
So almost a year old again.
Oh man.
When I got it. Set that over here. Then another Skeletor.
Yay!
This is the Reborn Skeletor. So this guy is in the show. He goes from like normal Skeletor to this version, and he's got this little blast effect blob that has like a little skull on it as well.
Whoa!
And you can put that on his fist. Then he also has like a claw that's translucent that you can take off as well. But yeah, he looks pretty cool with all these translucent flames behind.
Oh yeah,
his horns and even these purpley things are translucent around it,
which looks like the horns from the chest monster.
Yeah. It's like they're coming out of his chest.
And
a little soft goods crotch flap, I guess. I don't know.
Important.
Yeah,
we all need that. So yeah,
cover your shame, Skeletor. There's his feet there as well. Look from behind. But yeah, just the Reborn. So then he gets transformed into this. And the nice thing about these figures is they look pretty much like the show. So like if you watch the episode, previous, you'll see those Battle Bones monsters walking around. You'll see, this Reborn Skeletor like this in an episode before he changes again. And it does have some action features as well. He can do that forward motion and kind of side to side. I don't remember. He just has those weapons. He didn't come with
Does
a
it
hat
say
and
on the
stuff.
box headbanging motion?
Yeah.
Action.
That's Reborn Skeletor. Of course, the last one I have. I just opened this today. So if you want to go to our Motu Mondays, the latest video out today, and that's the Cosmic Terror Skeletor.
Whoa.
And he's
Oh my god, it's so awesome.
Giant figure. I have to move back. But yeah, he's got these giant wings, and he has the horns again from like Reborn.
So cool.
The wings are this purple translucent. You can see my finger behind it,
Yeah.
waggling.
In the space like.
Yeah, it's like it's space because he's like flying. He's trying to destroy the universe and everything. Much like Skelegod, he's got this tail there too.
Oh, I
Kinda moves
saw an action
around.
feature on the back there.
Yep. So he has both of the power sword and havoc staff in his back. He got those shoved in his back, and that so gave him the power to transform into this from the Reborn Skeletor. So then you can move these independently, and each one moves an arm.
So
Each
cool.
havoc staff or a power sword, and you can articulate his arms out as well and do stuff like that. The wings articulate a bit as well. Yeah, just a lot of stuff going on with this guy, and it's just just a giant. And the colors, it's this very vivid yellows and reds and
Right.
purples and black and all that stuff. It's just
Are his boobs translucent, or is that just crazy paint?
it's just really bright paint.
Gosh dang, man! Over here, it looks like it's just glowing.
It's like super
awesome.
bright. Yeah, but yeah, the wings are about the only thing that's translucent on it.
I love the gold, how it goes from his fingertips into the black.
It's like
His
really
feet and
gold in his hands. It's an awesome figure. So this was the last one that I had to open of this line. There are a couple more figures that I don't have. I don't have the He-Man and Road Ripper motorcycle set, and then there's of course Moss Man, which was never available in the United States, and I think you can only get it on eBay from like Australia. So,
all right, Australian listeners.
Yeah. So yeah, that's those are the two I'm missing so far. The other one's easily available, the Road Ripper one, but that Moss Man is a little tougher to get than most of these figures. Most of them you can get on my Amazon or Big Bad Toy Store, even at discounted prices.
Freaking awesome!
But this thing is giant.
All of those are giant. Like, how are you going to display all these?
I have a whole spot.
Line.
I have a whole spot that I have already them displayed down here with the CGI line.
They're such big toys.
A section like I have Castle Grayskull above it, and then like the figures, and then the snake pit thing from years ago, and then below it I have another section where I'm going to put these bigger figures. So yeah, they're pretty awesome, but it's just like they are giant. But what I found out lately is like I really love these giant figures. Like there's just something about them that's just awesome. I'm sure you can kind of relate with the Titans, Transformer Titans and stuff like that. But just having like these giant figures is just awesome. Yeah,
I just love
about them.
How much you've grown to love that line, because I remember when it
was
started,
a bit iffy.
You were very like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think watching the show more and especially with Ethan and
it being so good.
Yeah, and it just was each season got better, and then the toys got better each season as well. And it's just like, okay, now I see, when they started putting like Mosquitara out and like the merman figures and like it was like kept leveling up.
And there's something to be said about getting what you see on the TV in your hands.
And this looks exactly like what's on the screen. Like if you go to the episode, it's probably like the last 2 episodes of the season. You see him look exactly like this, which is crazy that it's that they're like, let's just do exactly that,
Yeah.
When for so many years we've had Master of the Universe stuff not be anything close to what it is, albeit that's because the figures came out before the show and all that stuff, but still it's just like
to get that awesome. Accuracy is amazing. Yeah Love it.
All right, that's all I got.
That's it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. All right. Going back here a little ways, I got some things too. Like you said, all of the ones I got today are on. That's not my playlist, but the unboxing playlist we got. I've done in-depth unboxings of all these, but haven't got to show them off on the podcast. So, first one up is Legacy United. It's not that they haven't done enough of these, but I keep buying them because they're so cool. And this one's got a special one little thing that made it different. Not one thing, but it's Soundwave, and this is the same version that was the Netflix release version of War for Cybertron Netflix version that became very sought after and hard to find because it's when they switched his alt mode from a spaceship to the tape deck.
Oh, right.
And it was like pretty accurate Soundwave that was modern. That was a good version. And so they updated a few things, just added like some different gold, in some spots. They added these red rings on his guns and stuff. Little subtle things, but like the nerds, we miss it when it's not there,
Of course.
On his wrists and things too. But the cool thing about this version is that he came with 2 tapes, but this tape came with Buzzsaw, which had never been made before in the War for Cybertron line in this new scale and version. So, and it's the version that came with the original Soundwave too. So you get Buzzsaw, and he's gold instead of red like Laserbeak. And they made him pretty. And then they came out with Ravage, which they made better too. They took out a bunch of colors, like his legs are black now. They gave him a little paint in the mouth, and just little subtle things to improve, to make us buy it again.
Of course, yeah, of course. He's got a new hat.
It's
gotta buy it.
For my birthday, from this cool guy, I got this thing called Aftermath. Chaos Terran Aftermath. It's from Earth Spark series. It's a cool little tow truck. Little badass. Look at these spikes up here kind of become that cow guard on the on the truck. But yeah, he's really great. I think that kind of completes all the Earth Spark toys of the deluxe versions that I have.
Check that off the list.
No. I got this. I'm going to look up the name real quick again. Japan had a toy show and released a couple exclusives. This is TL-EX Starscream Super Mode. And it was only available in Japan. Big Bad had it for a second, but I missed it then. And so I took a chance and made my first AliExpress order.
Oh, yeah.
And got this guy, and it's exactly what it was supposed to be. It's not a knockoff or anything. It's cool. And I got it for half the prices he's going for then and in the States and stuff. It's in essence, it's Thundercracker.
Okay.
But they just called it a Starscream Super Mode, which has Japanese meanings that I don't even understand. But it's of the Armada line, but the other Seekers other than Starscream probably won't be released over here. So it was just something they did over there, and I was happy to get it. And he's awesome and is like amazingly accurate to the original Armada.
Sweet.
Which is cool. His leg just fell off, but it's supposed to. I promise. Speaking of jets, I picked up this loose guy. I can't remember if it's Power of the Primes or Combiner Wars. He's called Viper because he was just a crossover with G.I. Joe.
Oh, cool.
You can see this little Cobra symbol-y thing here with a Decepticon logo in the middle. I don't remember, there wasn't a lot of fiction when those lines were coming out, so it just kind of came out. And I was like, okay, I guess they're doing that. And I have them sealed on card, but then I was at Jay's the other day, and I was like, well, there he was for like, and he goes for more than he should because he's a crossover, but he
Sure,
was
yeah.
at Jay's loose complete for, $10 or something. I'm like, well, I'll pick him up because I'd love to have a loose version to actually get to play with and pose them with some of my other Joe figures and stuff, so I was
definitely.
really excited to get them. And then I know you've shopped at Jay's before.
Mm-hmm.
Fun story. They have to come get them out of the case.
Right.
And after, you wait in line to finally get up there. I don't want to talk too much shit, but they're really enthusiastic up there about going and helping you.
Uh-huh.
And so I finally
if you
get
look
up
pathetic
there.
enough, they will.
Maybe. They eventually got some neckbeardy dude to come help me get this out of the case.
You say neckbeard?
No. And anyway, so then they go put it up front, and then when you're ready to check out, we finally go around, go to check out, and the guy's like, and I'm like, yeah, you got a little blue purple jet up here for me. And he's like, I don't see it. And I'm like, yeah, but he's a little purple jet up there. Neckbeard dude brought him up. So go ahead and find him, and I'll take that, please. He's like, yep, I don't see him. He's like, oh, I just sold some Transformer jets to a guy a little bit ago.
Wow.
I'm like, you did what? I'm like, that's cool. I'm happy for that guy. But if you gave him, he's like, yeah, maybe I gave him. So he says, maybe it got mixed in with that. Hey, sorry. And that was it. That was it. Just telling me to
which J's you're at, so I know which one not to go
to. No, it's one of my favorites. But
oh, okay, I know then. You don't have to say
was,
which one it is.
West Des Moines, actually.
Oh, okay. So
and I got lucky because guy who bought jets before me literally walked by as this was going on. He's like, yeah, I'm the guy that bought those jets, and I didn't get that. And I was like, cool. And so we started talking about Transformers for like a second, but then I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll get up and go find the guy.
So he didn't even get up and look first?
Nope.
Wow.
I don't think he got out of seat. But then I'm like, well, what about the guy who brought him up here? That must have put him where you can't look down and see it. Not that it's fair, because it gets cluttered up there with stuff,
Sure.
and maybe I didn't say blue or purple, and anyway, they couldn't see it, and they finally go get the guy. He comes up, he's like, yeah, it's right here, and it was just under something.
Under a loose piece of paper.
Yeah, and I'm like, if that guy hadn't walked by, he left me with sorry.
Yeah,
like,
and he wasn't even gonna look for it.
No.
Wow.
I'm like, you turd. Anyway, so I'm like, oh,
stressful. Too much stress for.
I'm just like, it's a dumb toy. I don't even need it. I already have it. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. So that was the West Des Moines one, not the South Side one.
Right. The East 14th.
Or East.
No, fine. Yeah. And I mean, they've kind of done that there too. They'll be like, oh, I'll look, and then they looked and found it.
Right. I know. But yeah, last time I went to the East one, they, like I was sitting on the floor. I think that's probably why they came over.
There's a chance, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, can we help you with something?" I'm like, yeah, can you get this for a less price than what it is?
Yeah, can you?
They ended up getting it for a lower price, but like it was just like,
can you stop trying to gouge me with these?
Yeah, I'm like,
prices?
Can you sell it to me for like not? Well, let me go check.
Yeah, but at least you can do that there, and that's good.
True. I think it was with Lily.
I have that's awesome. Get to see Dad just wheel and deal.
Yeah, I was trying to teach her the ways of the Force.
Yeah, you got to. So Transformers Animated, one of my favorite toy lines, pretty much complete, but there's like a few like exclusive releases that I don't have yet. Sure. And so I just kind of, on eBay, you just keep an eye on some, and I could get all these if I just wanted to pay for what they're asking, but I don't.
Right.
So I just wait, until someone who either doesn't know what they have and an auction just doesn't get, or they list it wrong, whatever.
Yeah.
Somehow, and it's not bad, but I got this Elite Guard Bumblebee from Transformers Animated. Complete too, because he came with his little rocket booster bomb type things here.
Okay.
But he's not easy to find, and he's not common, and he goes for a lot. And I want them loose. I don't,
Sure.
because half the time I want the things I want that I can only find them on card. And I'm like, no, I want to play with these things. Everything else I have is loose. But anyway, so it's just like a souped up version of Bumblebee from the show,
Sure.
the powered up version.
Yeah.
And he's cool, just black and gold. Really neat, really cool. He's got his knife hands that pop out of there. But
Cool.
yeah, like 20 bucks. And he goes for 50, 60 easy. So it's just one of those like, all right, I won eBay today.
Yeah, it's hard to do sometimes.
It is. It's a long game. You got to play the long game on there sometimes.
For sure.
It's a patient man's game. And lastly, gosh, do you remember where I got this one? My trusty assistant over here, my lovely assistant. I got this. It might have been from a St. Louis trip. I think it was.
Let's just say yes.
Let's say yes, just to get freaking going here. It's one of the trigger bots.
Okay.
I have only. This will be the 5th of 6 of them,
Oh, nice.
and they're neat. And it's going to be a little segue into today's topic. But
Sure.
here, this guy's name's Dogfight, and he's a G1.
Cool.
So these trigger bots are the Autobots, and trigger cons are the Decepticons, and there's 3 of each. And they've been putting out. They've been making new versions of them lately, which has been really fun and cool. But it only makes me want to make sure I have the originals too.
Sure, for sure.
But their little gimmicks are you push a button and things move, and it makes a noise. I mean, I'm not saying it does a lot, but let's hear it again. My finger's in the way.
I have some stuff like that.
Yeah,
doesn't
just
really work that well, but it kind of makes a dying spring noise.
It does. Man, I have some other ones here I'll show today that are just like,
yeah,
I got counts. It's a sound.
Yeah.
But anyway, so lights and sounds, smells and touches and sensories. We're going to talk about toys for the senses today. Pretty excited about that because there are some good ones. I got a bunch of stuff, examples up here of things I have. I'm sure you do.
Yep, I got some stuff too.
We're going to have some overlap probably because I grabbed a couple Motu things. I'm sure you did. Because I have Motu things now. It's exciting. I get to be in your club.
Stick to your Transformers.
I knew it was coming. But
anyway,
I don't know. Do you want to go first? Do you have a number one example of your favorite sensory toy? Or...
Yeah, I do actually.
Uh-huh.
It's this guy right here. Bam! Moss Man.
Nice.
This is the Origins one. I didn't grab my I have my vintage one over there, but you have yours, so it's fine. Does mine smell?
So what's the thing with Moss Man doubles up on the senses?
I know,
so
that's why I was like a twofer here.
It's a twofer.
Because he's all flocked, so you can feel him.
Yeah.
He feels all cool. The vintage one is a lot sharper.
Rougher,
feeling.
Right?
Rough, too, yeah.
This
one is very soft. It's very soft. So soft.
Softer?
Yeah. But he's supposed to smell like pine. That was the whole gimmick. He's supposed to be pine scented because he's in the forest and he's a one with nature and all that good stuff. But yeah, so even when I opened this brand new Origin one, there's a good old video of me sniffing this guy. And
one of our favorites.
Yeah, and he didn't smell like pine at all. Yeah, I even have one still in the box, and Ethan swears that he's like, "Oh, it smells like pine. It smells like pine." I'm like, "It does not smell like pine." They
didn't do that, but the vintage did.
Apparently, it is supposed to.
Tiffany gave this one a big giant sniff before we started.
I'm wary of smelling vintage toys, just because, especially flocked ones. Because there's a lot of grubby hands that have probably played with those toys for the last 40 years.
But what does flocking taste like? That's a sense. I didn't. I'm kidding. Well,
Yeah. But yeah, this is probably my favorite. This Moss Man.
it's a twofer
Yeah, it's so much of my favorite. I have 3 of them.
of those origin. Well, when
Of the origin ones.
they got a case and a half of them and they didn't sell.
Yeah, no, I could have bought more when they were like $3 a piece. But I figure 3 is enough. One's in the box, one has the alternate head, then one has the regular head. So
She says it's musky smelling. She's
yeah,
like, I
it doesn't
don't.
smell like pine.
She's like, maybe some forest, but mostly a muskiness. And I'm like, maybe you were sitting too close to me when you smelled it. I don't know.
But yeah, he feels awesome, and he doesn't smell. I thought about like having a little pine cone, like those pine car scent fresheners on him or something like that, just to hang out.
I wonder if we can make some little mini ones.
It's a mini. I could probably cut it in the shape.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, funny that they said there was a Mega Constructs version of this Moss Man.
Uh-huh.
And it came with a little pine like freshener. Like it came with its own. It was like shaped it was shaped in his head, a car freshener, pine scented.
That's amazing.
Yeah, as like a throw-in thing with it. I think it was like an SDCC one that they did.
I'm surprised your car doesn't have a Moss Man pine scented.
It should. And then speaking on like the flip side of that, so then you have Stinkor.
Yeah,
so this is the Origins version of Stinkor. He was supposed to stink, hence his name.
I did not bring my Stinkor.
Here's the vintage one. They look pretty close.
They do. They really.
If you're far enough away, you can really tell.
All Origins do.
Yeah,
look pretty close. Does your vintage have any scent?
It smells like it's musty. That's what all these vintage toys smell like. They just smell like old,
like somebody's closet.
Yeah, exactly.
Basement. I don't know.
It was supposed to smell originally. It's supposed to like stink.
Yeah.
They did so I did smell this when I first opened it, the Stinkor. It didn't really smell. It's supposed to smell like patchouli oil, like that was like because that's a bad smell, I guess. I don't know.
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, but it didn't
have a scent by the time.
It didn't really smell like.
Is that what they're supposed to do with the vintage too?
Well, the thing with the vintage or the myth about it, I don't know how true it is. It's kind of been passed through the lore of Motu, was that there was like some error, like there was an accident in the factory and like something burning, smelling got infused in the plastic, so they actually stunk. Like something was like bad smelling was in the plastic by accident, and then it just got produced. That's the lore of it.
Sure,
sure. Actually, because it's hard to.
That's a good story.
Yeah, but it's a great story. But yeah, he never really. He smelled. I remember him smelling bad, like bad plastic, but not like patchouli oil or something.
Yeah.
There's a video of it. I mean, if you have to go way back, there's like a couple of years to find this video of this origin. So me opening it, and smelling it, but oops, just chucked him on the.
You gone.
So yeah, that's another one that's very much linked to smell with the senses and everything. I do have some like sound Motu related stuff. The first one is they're kind of a 2-pack here. So we got Ratlore.
Oh yeah.
And you can shake him.
Nice.
So then he's got that button where he strikes. And then they just made this new one, the Cobra one that was like
part extended.
He also has a rattle.
Oh, good.
So that was nice that they did it. That was in that Snake Invasion 4-pack that I did. I don't know, fairly more recent than the other stuff. But yeah, he shakes too. So that's kind of nice that they have. You can have like maracas or something. If you wanted to.
Yes.
The vintage one is louder for sure. Maybe they have more stuff in it, but yeah, they both shake. So that's
remind me next time we record the least worst, we'll get some shaker in there, and it'll
we need some Ratlore shaker.
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome. Sneak
Of
that
course,
in.
you know, my namesake wouldn't be my namesake without talking about Thunder Punch.
Yeah.
You know, this was kind of a twofer as well for me. One with the sound, you can actually put a little cap in his back there.
Little cat packs he used to get.
Yeah, well, those
gas station.
ring caps, and put that in there, and then have him punch, and it'll make a sound. And you can also open this up and smell it, which is always fun to do afterwards.
Oh,
And
gunpowder.
smell the old gunpowder and everything. This is like really encrusted with gunpowder from
Yeah.
40
I just
years
got a
of,
GoBot thing that has those, and I thought about
Yeah.
getting it down, but I knew that would show up, so I didn't.
Yeah, it smells like my youth.
Oh.
Keep the
murder.
surface and backpack clean. Well, didn't do that.
Forgot to read that 40 years ago.
But yeah, and you can click the little things,
To set it off if you want to do it
and
that way.
that changes to each
Oh.
cap, so you can move it along like a
It doesn't
revolver.
advance itself.
Yeah, you have to
Gotcha.
advance it, and then
Gotcha.
you and all that, and then smell it.
Thunder Punch.
But yeah, that's my boy right there.
That is. Oh, what a handsome
Had that
man.
since I was a wee lad.
That's the childhood one.
Yeah, this was my childhood Thunder
You
Punch.
and that guy.
Like I remember, when this came out in '84, like I remember getting it and playing with it.
Kicking, punching a lot of faces in with that.
Yeah, his head turns when you.
Ooh.
Anyway,
Let's go here.
but yeah, that's all I have from Motu. I got some.
I got
other
one
kinda-
more.
What's that?
I got a Motu one.
All right,
One
go.
more. It's more a tactile and like extreme version of
Oh yeah, I didn't
flocking.
grab him. Yeah,
But we got Grizzlor here. He's fuzzy.
he is very fuzzy.
He's furry. Fun to play with. You know, there aren't any other ones, is there?
Furry ones?
Yeah, Motu one.
No, not really.
There ain't a lot of like just action figure toy, you know, like this that is this kind of furry thing.
Yeah, it's like a critter almost.
It is.
That toy, for those that are watching, that Grizzlor was kind of the toy that kickstarted my collecting again. I found that at the Toy Pit, the original Toy Pit, the first store. They've changed like
Oh.
store twices now, but the OG literal Toy Pit.
That was
I found
the name was true then.
Yeah, that's when it was true. And on our first tour, I think, and yeah, it was like I got it for like $5, and yeah, I saw that and I was like just playing with its fur and was like, I gotta get this. Like I got that and Evelyn and Man at Arms all at once there, and yeah, so that's kind of I think of that when I think of that toy. I think, you know, it's kind of
Started
reigniting
it all off.
reigniting the spark back. Of
That's
collecting.
awesome.
So, I was playing with Legos with Ethan, and I remembered that he has a bunch of these Gujitsu toys. So I brought one of those down, and I was like, "What's your squishiest feeling one?" You know, and so he hands me this one, and it's like you can stretch it. You can just like.
Oh my! Yep, all that goo in
It's
there
got
makes
some
noise.
like crystals or something. That crystal meth in it, I think.
Yep, I think
And,
that's where they put it.
Yeah.
Comes from those.
But yeah, it's just like, and there's like bones and stuff in it too, and bugs. I don't know what else. But yeah, he's got a bunch of these kind of different ones, and you can just like squish them, like Stretch Armstrong basically, and you can move them. There's a whole cartoon with this too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and yeah, they're just kind of fun and play with, and they look kind of cool.
I think I have.
Apparently, this one squirts water too.
Oh, jeez.
Out of his mouth there.
Huh.
Somehow, I was like, "How does that even work?" He's like, "Well, you just squish his head."
One open.
He's cut them open
What?
to like drain all the stuff out.
What?
Yeah, I was like, why did you do that? He's like, well, I bought it, so my toy.
That's true. Can't argue.
Yeah.
Gujitsu.
Yeah, Gujitsu.
Those are cool.
So I was like, Amanda has some toys too, so I was like grabbing some of hers, and she got this recently. She used to have them as a kid, but the old strawberry shortcake. They just
Yep.
redid these lately. These are the taller, bigger ones.
I got
These are
this.
supposed to smell like strawberry. There is a hint of strawberryness.
This blueberry gal that I got Tiffany for Christmas is a little keychain guy,
Yeah.
and it is so strong. The
Is it?
blueberry smell. I mean, before I even get to it, it's like just so much smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, the strawberry shortcake line is pretty amazing and definitely known for it.
Yeah.
So
And this one
cool.
has some real hair as well,
Oh yeah.
like doll hair. So they had these in Walmart. These were like the
That's so good.
the bigger ones that they put
Yep.
out with articulated arms and legs and stuff and feet. So she used to have them as a kid. And she's like, I just want one of these just to put on the
Yeah.
shelf with the toys, and so she picked that up. It's pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, it does smell like, I wouldn't say strawberries, but it has a maybe that fake strawberry smell, like the synthetic smell.
Ted's here. He says, "All right, 2 strawberry shortcakes. I'm out."
Well, if you like that, I got.
Also says, "Cool shirt, Jason. Thanks."
So then she also has. I was like, what other toys do you have that smell?
What a question.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so then she has some Cabbage Patch dolls. She has a bunch of Cabbage Patch dolls that she had from her youth.
Wait, those smell?
Yeah, they do.
Like what?
They smell like baby powder. Because it's supposed to be a baby.
Baby,
So
yeah.
they actually have a faint scent of like a baby powder on them. But yeah, this was one. I think I got this one it was in box. I found it in an antique shop, like new in box, mint in box, and picked it up for her.
Tiffany says they smell like babies. Duh.
Well, I've smelled babies. They don't, necessarily smell like this.
Ted said he had some smelly battle trolls. Yep, I saw that there were some smelly trolls out there.
Oops. Can't spell that.
Cabbage Patch babies.
Yeah, they even have diapers.
Oh, thank you for. Yep, let me make the screen bigger so we can diaper cam it.
Anyway, they smell like baby powder.
Cool.
Some of them. So, yeah, they even have little tiny shoes.
Aww.
But yeah, she's got a bunch of them. She had a bunch of her kids. I think I picked her up a couple of them now. But yeah, I think that's all I have that I brought down that I had. That's
no, they don't. Booty tattoos.
Well, let me check.
Tad says the football player troll had a locker room scent. Oh, geez, gross.
Was it musky?
This is like dirty socks. What the ew?
Yeah, it does have a tattoo on its butt.
Oh gosh.
It's the name of the.
Oh, booty tattoos.
Got a tramp stamp.
All right, start them young. What?
Cabbage Patch was the original tramp stamp.
Who knew? Well, what else you got? Everything I got left is sounds. I got a lot of sounds.
I think that's all. I was gonna bring some glow in the dark stuff, but like that's kind of can't really see it with all the lights on, so I'd have to turn off all the lights. Let me turn off all the lights first, and then
stare at this black screen for a while.
Oh, I do have some slime here.
Yeah, there's slime came in a lot of toy lines.
There's some from this xenomorph egg that I had down here from the Mega Constructs line.
He-Man slime pit, obviously.
Yeah, I have my slime pit up.
Turtles had ooze.
There. Way up there.
Yep.
You can kind of see it. I got some slime here.
Oh, you got it out of the pack. You gross.
Yeah, so when I did these Mega Constructs, I just dumped all the slime in like this egg. I was like, I probably should put it in like a bag so it doesn't dry out. God, it smells bad too.
Oh God, why?
You know that's how slime used to smell?
No.
It's like,
gross. Oh, let me try to smell it.
Yeah, I'll get it close to the camera so you can smell.
It looks gross.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Ugh. Yeah, but that's a fun thing now. Seems
Yeah.
those kids really love the slime nowadays. I guess we all do. Always did. I want to watch them. You can't do that on television.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
Ugh.
now that's stuck to you. The
Why
rest
did I
of
stick my hand in slime?
the show. Well, for sound wise, there's some pretty big important ones in the Transformers world. They were both guns, which is weird, but we got Shockwave here. So he's a lights and sound. So his cannon arm here lights up and pulsates. And so when he's in cannon mode, you put the little thing over it, and so the whole end of the gun will flash too. But it's probably loud, so sorry. Yeah, you see him light up. He's got two different sounds. There's that one, and there's.
Oh, I used to have an attachment to my bike that sounded like that.
So cool, right? Just happy it still works.
Yeah.
The other big gun one was Galvatron. Oh. And same with him when he's in cannon mode, the cannon goes over his head, so his head kind of lights up, but he's got a button here. And like the trigger makes it go when he's transformed, but you can see his eyes lighting up.
A little bit, yeah.
Fun. I had this Bumper Battlers little kid toy here, but he just, it's got this gimmick where you run into stuff and it pops up and transforms, but they all have a little, oops, I forgot to turn him back on because he was just making noise while we were getting ready. Tons of dumb sounds like that. Yeah.
Cool. There is one, I don't have the figure, but I can mention it real quick. From the 87 movie, they made a Sarad who you can click his back and like sparks would come out of his mouth. And I know there's like those spark bots that you guys, the Transformers and stuff, but it's similar to that where it's like that little sparker thing and it like comes the sparks in his mouth. I don't have that figure yet, because it's expensive. But yeah, that's one that was about the only one that did that for Motu.
I got a few Starcom toys, and this is the one where it sounds so dead, but I'll just give you a little. It's just
I can hear it, barely hear, yeah.
But it's a button thing. It kind of auto transforms. It's like they all sound so dead.
I know. Yeah, mine from the Rambo Force of Freedom stuff. They have like the weapons like swing around. It goes like that same sound, but it's like so dead. It's like 40 years ago, and it doesn't really work that well. You can barely hear it even.
Awesome. Yeah, man. Well, anything else stand out in your collection you had, or any toys you wished you had, or?
I mean, other than that Sarad, I wish I had, but
yeah.
I'll give a quick look around the room here.
Yeah, I mean, I know just growing up, like toys in general always spark the imagination, but having just those little gimmicks like that just were game changers. They really would help the toy line stand out and make certain toys within the toy lines really special for sure.
Right, for sure.
Well, all right then. Ask in the chat too. You know what your favorite toy senses are. We'll get back to you, but for now, we'll probably take a little break. We're going to tell you about our podcast network, the PFPN, home to so many awesome other podcasts, and this nice lady's going to tell you about them.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
All right, we are back, and now it's time for Elgin to take us on a store tour.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Today's store we're going to is called Eternia Dreams. It's at 1863 Gettysburg Village Drive in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Has a bunch of vintage G.I. Joe, Transformers, Marvel, DC, Star Trek, and Hot Wheels, Spawn, and of course Motu. Wouldn't be Eternia Dreams without Motu.
That's right.
And looks cool. It's actually in the Gettysburg Village area. I've actually gone to the Gettysburg on a trip to go through the cemetery, the whole battleground area and everything. Do a driving tour through there. It's pretty cool. But did you know that Adams County, that's where Gettysburg is located, is the largest producer of apples in Pennsylvania and the fourth largest in the country? It's nicknamed the Apple Capital of the USA. But you can also find Eternia Dreams there at 1863 Gettysburg Village Drive in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Very cool. Very cool. We just had a comment here, too. We got Garth Black just chimed in. He says, just joined in, saw the store Eternia Dreams in the title. He says, I've been to both locations many times. Definitely worth the trip. All right, more vouching. We should go.
Sweet.
He says, I picked up the 83 G.I. Joe headquarters a few weeks ago from them. Great price for a complete unbroken one.
Awesome.
Dude, good score there. That's awesome.
Yeah. Sweet.
All right. That is that for sure. Well, before we go today, definitely want to remind everybody, if you want to help support the show, go to enlistinthecore.com. There's some perks over there. That's our Patreon. And there's a couple different tiers, ways you can help out. If you're more of a YouTube person, you can click the join button down below, become a channel member there. Same perks. You get bonus episodes. You get early access. You get cool things. That was very vague. And but you also get to be in an exclusive chat with us and all the other core members. That's a really good way to do it. And one of those perks is that you get shout outs on the show like these awesome people. We got Tony Miller, Chris Turnip Simmons, Alex LaForest, comedian Bill Fisher, Colin Bunn, and newest core member Tiffany DeWeese.
What?
I know. Thank you guys so much for helping the show out and being core members. Remember, you too can help support the show. Become a core member. Enlistinthecore.com. Check it out. All right, Elgin. That's what I know. And there's other things, like 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts, telling your friends, all those things.
Buying merch. We have merch. Did you know we have merch?
I know.
Like this hat.
Oh, yes. So cool. Shirts, all that stuff. It's all below. It's all at cracktasticplastic.com, our website.
Exactly.
And we can't wait to see you again next Monday, making every Monday fun. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, live podcast every week. Can't wait to see you then again. I guess we're out of here, pal.
I guess so.
That's what I know. All right. Well, talk to you guys later. Keep being awesome. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.